Travis Wayne Goodsell. I'm currently saving the hour-long comment reply video, as I have an understanding now about Mormons. The breakout video from yesterday is getting people commenting with their hate, but it's helping me understand what's going on, and I help you guys through that in this video. But okay, so certain people are not speaking from conference. Elder Anderson had just spoken, and saw a picture of a happily married temple wedding family couple, and then I saw her with a baby, and I'm curious because they seem to be stuck on the woman and the baby, and they're in temple whites, and the camera comes in, and I'm going, okay, what are they trying to pull here? What's the topic of this? And I unplug the cord to listen, and adoption. Oh dear God. I didn't hear the full context, so I don't know why adoption was being raised. But it was like he was reading from the baby, all grown up now or something, or a child now, saying, my mother unselfishly gave me up for adoption. Something like that is what I heard. Immediately put it right back in. The church has a bad, nightmarish history with adoptions. They used to have an adoption agency, and they had to close it because too many people were complaining that the church was purposely forcing Mormon girls to have an adoption rather than an abortion, and thus supplying their clients for their adoption agency. And such situation has gotten a Mormon from Arizona in trouble in both Arizona and here in Utah, right here in West Valley City, for human trafficking through his adoption agency. From his mission, he brought the women over who were pregnant, and then would have them give up the baby for adoption as they live in squalor. So I see the church still has the desire to return to their adoption agency days, as they are condemning Mormons for not being a temple-wedded, full, one-man, one-woman couple for children. This is an evil abuse, and the church needs to back off. And instead of demanding Mormon girls, even if their husband died and the woman is stuck alone with the kids, the church needs to step in and help. Quit bitching and moaning about how they don't want to be involved in communism and support the woman for the rest of her life when she should be out getting a job. Really disturbing. They're sitting on trillions of dollars. I have yet to hear back from the woman who said I didn't have a clue about how the Catholic Church runs the Mormons. Catholic Church is worth 10 to 15 billion. Yeah, petty change. Get out of the ballpark. No. The church is in the trillions. And they can't do at least the decency that Catholics do in helping the poor. At a very minimum, they can't do what Catholics do in helping the poor. But the church won't even donate to the Catholic charities here in Utah. They go to the other charities. And they donate very little, like maybe hundreds of thousands, maybe if you're lucky, millions, to the percentage of trillions to millions, and especially hundreds of thousands. Then you begin to see, wow, that widow really gave all she had, didn't she? Where those Pharisees were bragging about how much they were giving. The fact that there was a widow who only had a mite to give was the real story that everybody misses. Because those Pharisees, with all that they were giving, wasn't enough to take care of that widow with her one mite. There is to be no poor in Zion. And the church has no interest in fulfilling that. They've called Salt Lake City, Temple Square, Zion. I did that news coverage just the other week after their meeting on Thursday. I found out the next day. But they have no desire to raise people out of poverty. Instead, Utah has a history, especially with Operation Rio Grande, of executing the homeless. So, yeah, church needs to stay out of people's family lives. And if they aren't willing to help, and I'm not talking temporary help from the bishop's storehouses. Again, do the percentage. The church bishops are required to have these people work in order to get this support, which is only temporary. There are people who need lifelong help, and the church won't help. How do I know this? I'm living among people in this ward boundaries and in this building who need permanent help. And the church and the bishops won't give it. I saw a blind man in our ward. Actually deaf, sorry. Who has communication problems because he's been deaf for a very long time, from childhood. And the bishops demanded he get a job. They don't like him having a family. They don't help. And so his family struggles, and that causes problems. And so everybody then justifies, oh yeah, see, he shouldn't have had a family. I've heard people say that. He shouldn't have children. People like him shouldn't have children. Oh dear God. And they then justify not giving help and support. And yes, it requires a lot. And in our societal situation, the biggest help is money. A continuous flow of money. And the church doesn't want to do it. Everybody has to be self-reliant, even those disabled. Even those who are all alone to raise kids. The church won't lift a finger, won't spend a penny to help. And if you claim that you know a case example, put one with trillions of dollars. Do not gaslight me.